Hey guys, Carolyn here. Today I'm doing a video showing you guys everything that I have on my phone to support Monsta X in their upcoming comeback. This is more like a how international fans can support during a comeback video. I've had a couple people ask me about different ways international fans can support comebacks, and I personally have learned a lot about music shows and about everything preparing for this upcoming comeback. So I thought that I would just share my knowledge with the internet because that sounds like a good thing to do. Before we get started, this can be applied to basically every single K-pop group that promotes in Korea for a Korean comeback, but I'm going to be referring to Monsta X basically because that is the comeback that I'm preparing for. As you can see here, I have all of these apps categorized into this little whatever organization thing you call this. And I called it Comeback Baby because it is comeback season, even though on the day I'm filming this, I've actually filmed this before, but I didn't like the way it turned out, so I am filming it again. It is the day that we learned that Monsta X's comeback got pushed from May 11th to May 26th. So the numbers you're going to see here are much different than the numbers that I had for the last video because I have been preparing for this comeback for a couple of weeks and will continue to prepare for the comeback for the next 3 weeks. So these are all of the apps that we'll be going through today. I don't keep my YouTube and Twitter, and then also I have Instagram over here. This is like a what's on my iPhone video now, I guess. But we have Instagram with all of my editing apps that I don't use. And then this is really just the ones that specifically are a part of the comeback that I don't really use all of these apps all the time besides during comeback season. Though I have had most of these downloaded for a while. The only newest ones I would say are probably Melon, the other app next to Melon, and Dom Cafe is like a couple months old, but I've had, everything else for basically a long time. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to go through each individual app and kind of tell you how I am using it for the comeback. There's also a couple of pages in Safari that I have been using, so I'll show you guys those as well. The first one is Dom Cafe. This doesn't really have to be just about comeback season. If you are part of your idol's fan cafe, I think it's important to go into them all the time, and I won't go too far into their apps, but it is good to go in there, give your artists some hearts. I know that Weverse is now a thing too, but I don't have any idols that I follow who use Weverse, so, or I don't join any cafes in Weverse, so I stick with Dom Cafe. So as you can see, I have Monsta X and 10 followed. I also have notifications turned on for all 7 members, so I need to go through and clean this out because they are busy people and they post a lot. But I think it's good just to see kind of what's going on in the fandom. I think it is a good place to show support to write letters and, like I said, tap hearts and everything. I think it is important for comeback season. Next we have Mubeat, and Mubeat won't let me show the screen, so I'm just going to take some screenshots and kind of show it to you. One of those apps you need to gather hearts and things in order to support and to vote for music shows. Mubeat is the one that you can watch 15 ads a day for free, and you get 3 hearts per day, 3 beats they call them. They're little heart things. They call them like heartbeats or whatever. So you can get 3 of those per ad per day, so you get 45, and there is not really another way to get them on this app. There are the other apps we'll look at. There are other ways to get the tickets or the points or whatever, but for Mubeat, you really can't do much besides that. Anyways, it is one of those apps that you need to use for voting for music shows. Next we have Genie Music, and I actually probably won't be using this app. This is one of the Korean streaming apps, but I am a Melon streaming volunteer, so I don't actually have a Genie account and probably won't get one for this comeback because I do have a volunteer Melon account that I'm going to be using. But I originally was going to do Genie, so that's why I have Genie downloaded. This app is for Idol Champ. And as you can see, Idol Champ is one that we can go through and look at. So this is my account. If you ever see me around the Monsta X area, that's usually where I'm hanging out. But there's a bunch of different things here, so we'll go over them real quick. So first we have the pink hearts, or the ruby hearts as you call them. You can charge these every single day. You can buy them if you're willing to, if you want to pay for them. I did not pay for any of these hearts. I have just gathered them over the past few weeks. There's a couple of ways to get the pink hearts, so you can watch these videos. I don't know how many allows you to watch a day, but eventually it'll tell you there's no more ads to watch today, and that is when you are done watching ads for the day. So there's only a certain amount every single day, so that's how you get the pink hearts. You can also do the missions, but those are mostly for Korean participants. It's kind of hard to do these things, yes. And then the stars, you can watch videos and get stars too, and those can be used during a comeback period to show support for your artist. So I do think those are important to get. As you can see, I recently figured that out, so I've been trying to gather stars over the past couple of days, but it's the same thing. You can watch videos until it tells you not to watch them anymore. And to be honest, I have ads playing on my phone while I'm like watching YouTube on my computer, or playing Animal Crossing on my Switch, which is what I do with most of my free time these days. But it's super easy. Like literally I'll just have my phone like on Wi-Fi playing an ad, and then I'll just X out of it, and it's just part of like my evening routine. I will say that all of these apps, Mubeat and Idol Champ, reset at midnight Korea time, which for me, I live on the east coast of the United States, so Eastern Standard Time is 11 a.m. for us. So do keep that in mind. That is when the day will reset. So besides that, there are quizzes you can do. The quizzes give you the blue hearts. As you can see, I have done most of the quizzes, but I have not done the most recent one, so I will have to go through and do those. But you can get the blue hearts from those, and blue hearts you can use on the app for voting, not for music shows, but for things like these things. You can use blue hearts for these little like fun voting things. Like Minhyuk was in one recently. He was in the Idol selfie one, so I used my blue hearts to vote for him, and as you can see, he did end up winning, which is pretty exciting because he is the king of mirror selfies in my opinion. So those are important to use. If you use too many of those, you will start using your pink hearts, so just to be sure you know how many blue hearts you are using. I think for every time you tap, it is 15 blue hearts, so just keep that in mind. But then the pink hearts are used for, you can use them for the day charting. As you can see, we have Monsta X, NCT Dream, and Astro, and then all the groups down here. For comeback season, I don't recommend this just because you can also use them for pre-voting for Show Champion, which is the show that's part of this, but this is the Monbebe, like, or the Monsta X fandom thing. So as you can see at the top here, there is like information. There's also ways to get other hearts by posting in your community. So as you can see, I do have Monsta X set as my bias. I have all three of my male ults there, but you can go in and change your bias. So I can switch that, but it automatically defaults you to their community. And so if you go into their community and you post something, other people can like it, you get, I believe it is 20 pink hearts for just posting in this community. And then after you get 30 likes, you get 20 blue hearts. So there's other ways to get hearts, but I think most fandoms kind of have something similar to this. But as you can see, we're all trying to focus on the day chart and the preparing for the comeback, of course. That is basically this app. I've just been trying to kind of get as many pink hearts as possible. I definitely don't have as many as I want for the comeback yet, but you can definitely use these in preparation for Show champ, which, oh, here's this. Well, this is the results, but yeah. NCT Dream. Oh, okay. NCT Dream coming through. That's exciting. But yeah, you go ahead and pre-vote for this. Star Play is another app for music shows. So this is one that I spend a lot of my time on because you can get 50 silver tokens an hour. So this is one that whenever I remember, I used to be a lot better about this a couple weeks ago, but I have to get back into it. It's because I started working and everything again. But every hour you can watch 5 ads. Each ad gives you 10 silver tokens, and you can convert your tokens to tickets. So for 10 silver tokens, you get 1 ticket, and the tickets are used for voting. So you can vote for the show. So looks like episode 223 voting just ended, and you can vote here. See who won. Looks like April won. That's exciting. But this also ran from May 1st to May 4th. So all these things like just ended today. That's basically this one. I'm just trying to get as many tickets as possible. Actually, I used to have another app or another account, and it stopped letting me watch videos for some reason. So I had to trash that account, but I'll probably log back in and just use the tickets I have when voting comes along. But yes, so as you can see, I have 490 tickets here. Star Pass I have downloaded, but I don't think you actually can vote for music shows on Star Pass anymore. I think it's mad at me because I'm trying to record. M-Wave is basically the M Countdown app, so that is why I have this. We will go ahead and go in here. There's also information about meet and greets, even though Monsta X announced theirs while I was sleeping. Are we surprised? No. Next, I have Melon. Like I said, I am a Melon volunteer for this comeback. How I figured that out was one of the Twitter account fan bases for Monsta X was asking for donations, and then they were asking for volunteers. I had to fill out a form, and then I was selected and reached out to be a Melon volunteer. So without a Korean phone number, you can't have I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I think it's like a verified account, an account that you could use to buy a Melon Pass on your own. There are websites you can go to have a third party buy your Melon Pass for you, or there were some people on Twitter who were gifting Melon Passes to people, but you do want a actual Melon streaming or Melon download pass. I have Infinite's Tell Me up because I had to, when I got selected, send proof of me streaming a song for 1 minute. So I had Infinite's Tell Me already up here, and I was like, that works. This, I think, this next app is one that I'm going to use to send proof of me streaming to my group chat person. So yes. Next, we have Naver and Dom, and I don't actually like use these apps at all, to be honest, but I do use them. I do use them through Twitter. So we will go to my Twitter. We'll go ahead and go to not that. Monsta X on Naver. So this is an account that I thought I followed. Do I not follow this account? What? Since when do I not follow this account? So I guess I don't follow them. I'm following them now. But we have Monsta X on Naver. This is actually one of my favorite Twitter accounts because they go through and they find all the Naver and Dom articles that Monsta X are mentioned in so that you can go in and upvote them. As you can see, you want to send the first 2 positive reactions. You don't want to send the other 3. And then also you want to recommend it and also share it. So they tweeted that. They also retweeted these teaser photos. Can we talk about Juhan's hair? Are we kidding? Oh my god, he looks so good. Junghyun, love them. Anyways, so if you go to, let's go to Naver. You can have a Naver account as an international fan, but I will go ahead and I'm not logged in yet. That's what it's yelling at me for. So we're going to go ahead and log into my Naver account. So here's the fun trick. If you go up to this corner here and change it from Korean to English, you can sign in with either a Line account or a Facebook account. I think most of us have a Facebook account at least, even if you don't use it. So Yes, you previously logged into Naver with Facebook. Would you like to continue? Yes. So I just use Facebook. I don't actually do much on Naver besides reactions. So yes, as you can see, I tapped. It's probably easier if I, oh gosh, probably easier if I go down here. I think you want to stay on the page for about 30 seconds is what it is. I also will say never just like blindly, I should say what I'm doing, not just actually do it. Never positively react to a Naver article that you don't understand what the article is about. Very good advice, which is why I like that account, because they do kind of filter through the articles that aren't so well written or ones we don't really want to promote. So that's why I like that Twitter account. So definitely recommend following them. So I want to give a happy emoji. I'll usually choose the first one. If I see that the angry emoji or one of the other negative emojis is catching up to the second one, I'll choose the second emoji to kind of boost that. This box down here that just turned green means that I recommend this article, which basically tells the Naver, the algorithm, it tells the algorithm that this article is something that people are recommending. They should boost it high on their site. Gives Monsta X some positive PR. We love that. And then this is if I wanted to share it to either Twitter or Facebook or something else, Kakao Talk, you can share it to. Yes, that is basically Naver. So here's Dom articles. So these are about Minhyuk's teaser. So we're gonna go ahead and click on one of them. Dom, I think, is amazing because, again, you want to stay on the page for like 30 seconds, just for algorithm reasons. And then you scroll down to the bottom and hit this little heart. As you can see, I didn't have to log in or anything. If I did log into my Dom account, which I do have because I have Dom Cafe, I would get an additional heart. So I will do that frequently. But for this particular video, I'm not going to go through that process. Yes, so that is the same thing. There's really nothing else you can do here unless you wanted to share the article, which you can do over there. Yes, that is Dom, so I tend to do that. Also, like I said, the official Monsta X account will frequently tweet out Naver articles and things. So let me just, they were tweeting a lot today because of things that happened, but it's okay. So here's one. This is a Naver article that the official Monsta X account tweeted about. So it is important to go through and go ahead and press. I think this is the one I just reacted to, maybe. Or maybe this is a different one. I don't remember. But anyway, I'll do this on my own time. But anyways, so yeah. And then also a super easy free way to help support Monsta X is by tweeting, liking, and retweeting their posts. You don't think it does a lot, but people who see how many likes and retweets they get for things, as you can see, I was bad because I was at work all day and did not do any of this. So that's why I frequently will do that. And then also commenting under posts. I commented on this one for Show News back earlier today. So also, if you don't follow Mom Bebe Entertainment, I love them so much. They're amazing. They tweet about all sorts of projects and things to do to support the members. And yes, super cute. As you can see, they tweeted this video of Hyungwon is not bald. Are we kidding? Oh my god, Hyungwon's hair. We gotta stop for a second and talk about Hyungwon's hair. Hyungwon, what is, oh, and blonde Kihyun in the back. Can we, oh boy, he looks great. Anyways, moving on. Yes, so they also are an OT7 account, which, you know, these days is very important. They also are the account that tweets out our hashtags. So if you are on Monbaby Twitter and you don't follow them, highly would recommend. Love them lots. I've spoken to them a couple of times and they're really sweet. So yes, what else can we talk about? I guess we will talk about now other ways to support. So this is K-Town for You's page, and if you follow me on Twitter, I've tweeted about this project so many times because I find that it is so, I think it is so important. It is one of the most important projects, I think, right now. But basically, you can do a fan project on K-Town for You. So if you go over to Fan Club, you can see that there are a bunch of fan club events. So if we go back to the Monsta X one, which was made a long time ago, so it's down here. this is run by this Twitter account, and basically if you donate to this thing, which as you can see, we have 6,000 sales. We reached that today, which is so exciting. If you donate to this, which is a little over $1 for every donation, it helps boost their album sales because K-Town For You will bulk buy the albums with the funds earned. So they are going to buy the albums at a much cheaper price than, say, other people would, and it counts towards the first day sales, which for this comeback, Monsta X's, or like Mon Bebe's goal is to break our first day and first week album sales and also beat our record for charting on Melon. Yes, that's why I'm more focused on those things. You also, through this, can buy the album at a discounted price. So as you can see, originally it was $15 and I can get it for $10. K-Down For You, I don't know how to find it on my phone, but they also are a chart on what shipping methods are working for what countries. So I think that's super helpful, especially during these times. But I think that I clicked to the next thing, but I think the fan club project is a super easy way to support the group. Can't afford to buy the album this time around, but want to support album sales in some ways. Donating like $10 to $15 is very helpful. Obviously, only do it if you can afford to. I would never tell you to buy a K-pop album over paying your rent or buying food. That's not what I'm saying. So this is the K-Town For You chart. This is all about the amount of sales every group has done on their website. So it changes every single day. The numbers are updated pretty frequently, I would say. So that's pretty cool. This is a pretty cool thing to look at. I check it like once or twice a day, I would say, just to see how we're doing. And I think, what else do we have? We have Spotify. So I said that I was listening to Oh My Girl's new song earlier today on my way home from work, but I'm not like super like going hard for the Billboard project. That's just a personal preference. Like I said, because I have a Melon streaming pass, I'm going to be more focused on streaming the music video than streaming streaming the music video and streaming on Melon as opposed to streaming on Spotify. But if you have either Spotify or Apple Music, which I just prefer Spotify, definitely streaming there is super helpful as well. Yes, this is my 2020 Bops playlist. Pretty amazing, if I do say so myself. Yes, so that is important as well. I also have this here, and of course VLive. Monsta X haven't done a VLive in a minute, but I think they tweeted today that they're going to do a VLive soon-ish, or maybe that was I don't know. They did things while I was sleeping and just waking up, and I was like, what is this about? But yeah, that's basically all I'm doing right now. Obviously, buying the album, make sure you are buying from a store that you know what chart it's going to be supporting. I think that a lot of the things I just showed you are very free ways to support the group. Obviously, buying a Melon Pass is not cheap. But being a volunteer didn't cost me any money. But yeah, like the Star Play and Mubi and Idol Champ, those are super easy, free ways to support your idols during comebacks. They were very easy to download. I didn't even have to switch my my app store to Korean to download Mubi, Star Play, or Idol Champ. For Melon I did, for Genie I did, and maybe for Naver. I actually don't think I had to do that for Naver either. So I hope that this gave you some insight into what you can do. I'm sorry if this was a little confusing. I tried to explain things the best way I could, but leave some questions down below. If you have any other ways to support idols that you know of, go ahead and leave those down below as well. And yeah, support Monsta X's new comeback in whatever way you can. If it's streaming the YouTube video, if it's collecting points for the apps, if it's liking all of the Naver articles so they get positive Korean PR, if it's tweeting about them, if it's liking and retweeting their Twitter posts, that is also free to do. Very easy, very free. But yeah, buying the album if you can afford to, but I know that this time around, not everyone who would normally buy an album can afford to buy an album because there's more important things in life than K-pop albums. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you had any questions down in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye!